The big fish. Um, Everybody wants to catch big fish, you know that. It gets to the point when you had enough of catching a lot of fish, you reached a level where you just say, you know what, I'm just going to target big fish. And targeting big fish, suddenly realized it's really an art. You know, it's not one of those fly-by-nights, today I want to catch. But if you catch a fish, you know, once in a blue moon, you know, that's considered luck. But for you, but I started realizing, because I keep a very tight log, I started realizing that from time to time I started finding big fish sporadically. So I would catch a lot of fish, then I would catch absolutely no fish, and then I started realizing from another point where I found some big fish, and I tried to duplicate it, and it was kind of very difficult to do that. To me, a logbook is everything. Essentially, it's just a reflection of who you are. You got to be true to the logbook. You know, one day you'll catch a lot of fish, the next day you actually get the complete skunk. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad. You know, for every skunky day that I had, I dissected it and I started realizing, you know, wherever there's a good and a bad and a bad and a good, you can actually find it. And if your logbook, or if you consistently are catching no fish, you just reverse the process. And when you start realizing, if you were fishing on a moving tide, and you were not catching a lot of fish, then you try the other part of the tide, and then things starts changing. And that's when I started realizing that I started finding a pattern. And then that got me more excited, and the addiction got it even stronger. You ask yourself, wait a minute now, if the water's moving that much, you know, I know it's not going to produce. Then I found out it's not just tide, there's moon and period, understanding migrations. So there's really an art to catching big fish, you know, and even to this day, I've been fishing for over 40 some odd years, and I'm still learning. You know, it's a never ending, and it's just a question of, you know, how much can you endure, how much can you sacrifice, and try to be good at what you want to do. The tackle that I use for big fish, if you didn't know anything better about fishing and you look at my tackle, you could swear to yourself that you're going to go chasing tuna or whale or what have you. It's not the common tackle, it's big tackle. Understand what you're doing here. You're targeting big fish. And I'm sick and tired of hearing people, oh, I lost that big one. Oh my God, I lost the fish of a lifetime. And there's no excuse for that. If you're targeting big fish, my God, use big tackle. It's not this light tackle thing. I could catch them on light tackle. Sure, it's a lot of fun. And, you know, I caught that world record fish on 8-pound test. That was just purely luck. All right? But if I'm targeting big fish, I can guarantee you, you look at any of my outfits, whether it's conventional or spinning, all right? I use a minimum of 60-pound braid and 60 or 80-pound shock, because these big fish didn't get big for being stupid. They know that structure, all right? Just because you know where they are doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy picking. You are in their territory. You are in their kitchen. They know where the ledges are, they know where the mussel beds are, and all those ledges and mussel bed and structures and shells, those are the things that these fish understand. And when you hook up that big fish, she's gonna go right into that area and she will snap you off. Guarantee you. I cannot tell you how many big fish I lost. And that would prompt me to use big tackle. And it's not these flare wonderful things, you know, this 40-pound or 50-pound test. Yeah, you get more distance, you get more sensitivity or whatever. But when you're going to be so concentrated in catching that big fish, and you know those big fish are pretty slick and very smart. So when you set up on that fish, she's going to go to that rocks, and there are barnacles. And I don't have to tell you what braid line and barnacle can do. Simply an easy snap, you know. So big tackle, it's critical. I use, again, 60 and 80-pound braid. That's what I use as the running line, and 60 to 80. And there's certain places, oh my God, there are places that I use 100-pound shock leader. And I've caught some big fish, but sadly to say, I've lost big fish even on a 100-pound test line.